Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bitcoin miners sold 2,655 Bitcoin over the weekend, guys. This is worth roughly $154 million. This one coming from Ali Charts here. You guys can see, well, it's been a long weekend. Today is the last day of the weekend if you guys are watching this video on Monday, September the 2nd. And we've got the numbers. The numbers are already in. Bitcoin miner reserve. So we've got all miners here. We got the price of Bitcoin. We did see the price of Bitcoin going down a little bit. But check out August the 30th. A lot of Bitcoin getting sold off by miners. We didn't see as much on the 31st or the 1st. And today is the 2nd. So I guess we will still have to just kind of wait and see what happens there. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, has been reacting a little bit. I mean, it has rebounded since yesterday. We did see it go down a little bit there. You guys can actually probably see it a little better on the 1-hour chart. When we did see this move to the downside, yesterday evening around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we did see Bitcoin plummet from 58.3 all the way down to about 57.2. So a very large candlestick. We did see a lot of selling pressure there, although there were investors that did want to buy up that Bitcoin. So it is now trading in and around roughly the same price where it was trading about 24 hours ago, in and around $58,000. So, we're finding very strong support in and around here for Bitcoin. I got to say, the market, has surprised us with this lengthy accumulation phase that we've been seeing since, roughly mid-March 2024. We haven't seen really anything exciting. Generally, what happens, we do see the reaccumulation phase after the halving event. And then after about a month or 2 months, we do see this shoot to the upside. But guys, it's been several months now. Bitcoin has been reaccumulating for roughly 173 days. If we were to take this from the all-time high, let's call it 172. So that is, almost 6 months now. We will eventually see the uptick, guys. I do think the ETFs are the major culprit for this, because the institutional money, it was coming in fast and furiously. We did get above all-time high sooner than when we usually would in a typical cycle. And so it needed some time to cool off. Of course, this is not what many investors want to hear. Lady of Crypto mentioning this. Sentiment is so bad right now, but what's happening at the moment is normal in crypto. The same crap that's happening now happened last cycle as well. You guys forget so quickly. Every cycle we see the same thing, and every cycle people are surprised. I'll drop a thread tomorrow showing you guys exactly how normal all of this is and why you should just chill and wait for the face melting rally. Guys, that is what we are here for. And I know as of the time of this recording, sentiment is slipping. We are at 43 neutral territory. Market cap is at 2.05 trillion. That is up a little bit. The 24-hour volume is actually up by 66.4%. Bitcoin dominance, though, still holding on. So Bitcoin moving alongside all the other altcoins. We're waiting for those altcoins to really pick up, though. We haven't seen, too much in terms of gains or losses, really. There is a bit of a mix of red and green here on the chart. So again, a wait and see pattern for cryptocurrencies. But the altcoin rally, guys, this run, I have a feeling is going to be spectacular. If you're in the right cryptocurrencies. Ian Bin's bringing this up. I mean, it happens every month. 1 billion XRP has now been unlocked from escrow. And they're attributing the price dip of XRP to the unlock, which is completely false. I mean, the market is the market. However, on the first day of September, Ripple made a move by releasing 1 billion XRP tokens through its well-coordinated escrow process. The transaction, executed in 3 phases within minutes, released 500 million, 200 million, and 300 million XRP tokens, respectively. These tokens are valued at about $560 million. They were distributed from Ripple 24, so there's a wallet there called the Ripple 24 wallet, which has been active for over 7 years. The first transaction occurred at 2:46 UTC, so it gives you guys some times and when these transactions did occur. I did also happen to see this tweet here from Zoom. Ripple, as usual, released 1 billion XRP from escrow around 14 hours ago, and they just locked it all back up. Now, I don't think the entire 1 billion would have been locked right back up again. I think that would have set alarm bells off in the XRP community. This is routine, though. When they do release the XRP from escrow, they do it in chunks. So 200 million, 300 million, 100 million, which would be 600,000. And then the remaining 400 million is the 1 billion. And then sometimes they do lock back up a specific amount, just depending on how much XRP they need at that moment. And at this moment, I do think 800 was locked back up. XR Planet here mentioning this. It's been happening for years. It's set up that way. A lot of people FUD this and say Ripple is dumping on retail, but they are not. When they lock it back up again, those same tokens won't see the light of day for another 5 years or so. So I do think I don't know if we have the numbers here, but I do think I think I read it over there on Twitter that 800 million XRP were locked back up. So only 20% of the supply saw the light of day. It's because, guys, we don't have the need for XRP, at least not at the moment. We are still waiting for that real world utility to kick in. You know, some believe that once the regulations do kick in, we are going to see a more consistent need for XRP. And so, you know, a 55-cent coin is just not going to cut it once we do, really kind of get major companies involved, major governments involved. And essentially, this is revolving around the crypto regulation. Once we do have the regulation, things are going to look a little different. So right now, an XRP going for about 55.5 cents. But anyway, I wanted to thank Zoom, XRP here, Ian Binns, Lady of Crypto, and of course, Ali Charts, just for posting that. Just going back to the Bitcoin market though, guys, Willy Woo posting this, the influx of BTC is slowly being absorbed. So even though we did see the miners selling about 2,600 BTC over the weekend, we are getting word here that it is being absorbed. Paper Bitcoin bets are declining. That's a good sign. Overall, guys, though, in terms of supply, things have moved from bearish towards neutral. So we've got the 3.5 million paper and spot Bitcoin supply, the 3 million spot Bitcoin, and the 57.3 thousand Bitcoin price up here. So just kind of showing you guys on one chart where this Bitcoin supply is and where the inventory is moving. Willy Woo does say, in my opinion, another month of sideways, and then let's take a look again in October. So same kind of sentiment all the way around. We've been talking about September probably also being a sideways month before we really start to move to the upside. I'm sorry, I drew that line here going into December, so that's not really accurate if you guys are looking at the bottom there. But, more of the same probably throughout September. And then hopefully by the time September ends is when we're really going to start to see that push to the upside. And as we approach September, I think more Americans will be thinking about the election. Michael Branch here pointing this out. Earlier this month, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer told the audience at a Crypto for Harris virtual event that he hoped to shepherd crypto legislation. And so it has been a long, long journey, guys. This is the narrative, okay, at least according to Yahoo Finance. So as I was saying, through this virtual event, Chuck Schumer hoped to shepherd in crypto legislation through Congress and have President Joe Biden sign the bill into law by the end of 2024. It was a bold promise, one that on first blush seems like a hard pledge to fulfill. Why it matters, of course, the crypto industry has been begging for issue-specific legislation in the U.S. for years now, in hopes that this legislation might create clear permissions for companies to develop and issue tokens, manage blockchain networks, or otherwise operate free of the concern that regulators may come a-knocking. And this has been the biggest pain point, right? The SEC breathing down everybody's necks. Last week at the SALT Wyoming Symposium, Senator Cynthia Lummis laid out a hypothetical that would get crypto legislation passed. According to the lawmakers, the best path comes through the Senate Agricultural Committee, which would focus on commodities laws. Senator Debbie Stabenow, the chair of the committee, has been working on legislation, though she has yet to introduce her bill. If a bill is voted out of this committee, Lummis said, it would likely become a Christmas tree bill where lawmakers add on other amendments and provisions, which could include, for example, a safer banking bill, stablecoin provisions, and more. So essentially, the bill would just kind of, people would pile on the existing bill and, decorate it, I guess, like a Christmas tree with their own specific amendments. But any legislation will be a long shot for a variety of reasons, including the limited number of working days left in the year's legislative calendar. And guys, here's a quote. It's surprising how few of those are left after the election, Lummis said at the SALT event. Moreover, at least some portion of the remaining time will likely be spent working on must-pass bills like the annual National Defense Authorization Act and budget legislation. So it is a very good question. Are we going to see anything meaningful before the election? Are any bills going to be passed before the election? Or are we going to have to wait for a new administration to come in before we do see some meaningful crypto change? Of course, if President Donald Trump, let's just say, for instance, if Donald Trump does get in to the White House for another term, and that would obviously happen in January 2025. Does that mean that we are going to start to see meaningful crypto adoption coinciding with when the bulls are supposed to run in 2025? That is supposed to be the bull year for cryptocurrency for this particular cycle. So, 2025, all eyes on 2025, guys. I think we are going to start to see some meaningful action at the end of 2024 and quarter four. So we do have to wait another month. But guys, really, it's going to be 2025 before we really start to see the meaningful crypto gains and finally cash out at high prices. For more information on what I'm doing, you can follow my Patreon at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month, and I've made it affordable on purpose. I want all you guys to be able to follow me, see what I'm doing this time around, because I've learned a lot over the last couple of bull runs. Just yesterday, I posted my cash out spreadsheet resource for all my Patreon subscribers there. It should be the most recent update there if you filter through to all the trading related stuff. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for bringing that to our attention. And this is something else that's been on people's minds. David Schwartz has often pointed out the similarities between XRP and XLM, and here are 8 reasons why their prices track so closely. Now, I brought it up to you guys, this one courtesy of Jungle Inc. XRP and XLM look very, very similar, even though, they're different in many ways. But guys, their prices track very, very similarly. If you guys haven't noticed, generally when XRP pumps, XLM does pump as well. Even though the charts aren't a carbon copy of each other, it is very interesting to see, those similar patterns on the charts. Like, look at that, kind of 2 double tops, actually, if you guys look at these very closely. So that is XRP, excuse me. And if I bring up XLM, you guys can see similar patterns here. Boom, boom, boom. So why is it that is the case? Well, Jungle Inc. comes up with 8 reasons why. Both projects are designed for cross-border payments, making them direct competitors in the same market space. Number 2, the shared history with Jed McCaleb, founder of Stellar, and having and leaving Ripple, links the two in the eyes of many investors. Number 3, market perception often groups XLM and XRP together, leading to synchronized reactions to news and trends. Number 4, broader crypto market trends cause XRP and XLM to follow movements in major assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Number 5, liquidity and market mechanics. With both assets trade on the same exchanges, they lead to similar price movements. Number 6, investor psychology plays a large role in that too. You got to think, the people who are interested in XRP are also interested in XLM. So many investors view them as part of a broader strategy, leading to simultaneous trading actions. Number 7, algorithmic trading systems may be programmed to trade XRP and XLM similarly, reinforcing their price correlation. And number 8, media and information channels often cover XRP and XLM together, causing coordinated market reactions based on shared news. Now, for what it's worth, what do you guys think the reason is? I think, perhaps some of these reasons do come into play. I mean, if this were just the reasons why, it's kind of a boring list. I mean, it's probably accurate, but kind of a boring list. I got to say, it is interesting, and I'm going to be getting back to this. It is interesting that back in November of 2021, the World Bank did come out with a report highlighting XRP and XLM. I think it was on, page 36, I think. No, where was it? XRP and XLM. Here, page 39, stablecoins for cross-border payments. So back in 2021, they were mentioning the topic of stablecoins for cross-border payments, and coincidentally, they mentioned both XRP and XLM as possible stablecoins. So, that got the XRP community thinking, is there something else going on with these 2 particular coins? Something else that isn't related to, maybe some of these factors that Jungle Inc. does list here. The other thing I find interesting that David Schwartz did mention, I think, at a point, was that how is it that these particular 2 coins are still tracking, even when a billion XRP is released from escrow every month, and XLM does not practice that same thing. So very, very interesting. What are the factors involved? Is there more involved? Are we just in an immature spec market? Could this be the reason why? Anyway, some things to ponder for sure. Wanted to thank Jungle for posting that, guys. Sentosumo Saba also mentioning this. Xtology has entered a new EU DLT pilot regime, valid for 3 years, guys, and they cite receiving an XRP ledger from Ripple, where every transaction and interaction on the platform is shielded, ensuring integrity and data and user privacy. So I thought I'd bring these up. Okay, Blue EMI to tokenize money used for security settlement on Xtology's platform. And if you take a look down here, they do mention the DLT technology that they're leveraging there, but also Xtology is undergoing the authorization process under the EU DLT pilot regime, the legal framework for trading and settlement of DLT financial instruments. Following regulatory approvals, Xtology will make bond trading more accessible for both end investors and companies issuing bonds. With the XRP ledger from Ripple as a technological foundation, Xtology's platform will offer atomic settlement and will enjoy a host of other DLT-related features. As a result, issuers and investors will benefit from a lower number of intermediaries, lower fees, and increased competition. So there you guys have it, leveraging the XRP ledger platform for their particular technology stack here. Even from Xtology's own website, technology and security, you guys can see here our platform is fortified with complete security deriving strength from its foundation on the XRP ledger. The XRP ledger's renowned robustness forms the bedrock of our solution. With state-of-the-art cryptographic techniques, every transaction and interaction on the platform is shielded, ensuring the integrity of data and user privacy. So they've also discussed here harnessing the DLT for efficiency, also using the multi-layered user protection protocol there. And also the reasons why they're using the XRP ledger: fast settlement, of course, security and robustness, on-demand decentralized exchange. That is a big one. And advanced token handling. I will link this in the description of the video for you guys, but just thought it'd be interesting to demonstrate how, some of these partnerships are actually using, generally we don't get the nuts and bolts from an actual Ripple partner. And in this case, Crypto Eddie has found on Xtology's website and the Blue AMI website too, how the XRP ledger is in fact integrated into these two technology platforms. So very interesting. Wanted to thank her for posting that. The next thing I wanted to show you guys was this clip from Michael Hudson. Now, Black Swan Capitalist Verson here, he posted this to give you guys some context here. Michael Hudson is the president of the Institute of Study in Long-Term Economic Trends. That's a younger picture of him. A Wall Street financial analyst, distinguished research professor of economics at the University of Missouri. He is the author of Super Imperialism. He's actually written quite a few books here. But guys, basically he's an economist. I do believe he is retired now. However, he does still have some interesting insight on what is happening with the financial system. Verson here, he says, he's right. They want you to focus on Bitcoin while governments and financial institutions quietly integrate XRP into their systems to manage their debts and tokenized assets. Now, listen very closely to how Hudson words this, okay?
None of this makes sense on the surface. And when something doesn't make sense on the surface, there's usually a good reason why the designers of this currency don't want it to make sense on the purpose. So we can look at the details of what they say. They say it's to facilitate BRICS trade. Well, again, trade channels, they say the key highlight is that it's the gateway for the BRICS trade. But again, who owns and manages this new currency? Will it only be government officials that manage it? Or what I suspect is private individuals who set up this fund on a consignment from the government, acting on their own, and the government has to leave the management to these non-government officials.
So essentially what he's stating is it could be a private currency, not controlled by government, but where the government does have to consign this currency, basically explaining the concept of a private cryptocurrency like XRP being integrated into these financial systems. Now, you didn't hear the point where he's saying, Bitcoin is basically just a distraction, but you got to think to yourself, okay, with these ETFs now coming out, Bitcoin reaching all-time highs before the halving, guys, this is what was getting the crypto market very excited. Look over here while we integrate something down here, right? What they want is they want us distracted with Bitcoin price move. They want us distracted with, the FOMO, how the market is going to move. Meanwhile, they could be integrating something in the back end right under our noses. And then all of a sudden, poof, we could see XRP being utilized in the blink of an eye. And that could result in that high stable price, XRP, maybe even cryptocurrencies like XLM. So that brings me back to the concept of the stable XRP. The fact that the World Bank called it one of the stable coins. So we think XRP, there's a bid and an ask price. We do see it fluctuate in price. We did see it go all the way down to 30 cents, 29 cents, and then we did see it go all the way up to 90 cents within the last 12 months or so. So how is it that it's going to be stable? Well, guys, Mr. Man posted this. Very interesting. Understand how important a stable coin for RippleNet is for the RippleNet ecosystem. So, right now we've got the RLUSD. But will that be the solution for the long term? I wanted to bring you guys this clip from Mikkel first. Will XRP become stable? This is David Schwartz explaining this concept from a few years ago. Listen to this.
Will we ever see truly stable cryptocurrencies that are not centrally controlled? Maybe. If any of you are familiar with DAI, which is a crypto collateralized stablecoin, if those projects are successful, those are centrally controlled in that someone has to provide a price feed, but that's about it. It's just a price feed. And so what that is that's something that's like worth $1 because it's a claim on a pool of Ethereum, and the price of Ethereum can change and your claim changes with it. So we could see those types of stablecoin projects. And we could see cryptocurrencies themselves become more stable as they get real-world adoption. Real-world use cases, I think, will lead to stability.
So first he's talking about the DAI or DAI stablecoin. Then he talks about the real-world utility leading to stability. Two very important concepts that I want you guys to remember here. While I play you this next clip. So here's the second clip that I wanted to show you guys. Listen to this.
And it was actually through one of our other investors, Ripple. They asked us to put together a proposal. So we were more like a software and development shop at that time. They asked us to put together a proposal for effectively like a MakerDAO system, but using XRP as collateral. And we went to the whiteboard and we drew up a design, and it was effectively a side chain that was able to take assets on XRP, move it over, move it to the side chain, and then use it as collateral where we could issue our own stable coins. And really the goal for Ripple's perspective was they wanted to have a stable coin that they could give to their remittance businesses, money service businesses that were using their XRapid products and others. But once we designed that, we realized, well, actually, shoot, we could just design this for all the other assets. We can make a generalized lending platform. And from that point forward, we really did a 180. We pivoted fully mid-2019, and we launched the KAVA platform as it's known today, which at the time was a single application blockchain that offered collateralized loans on a variety of digital assets.
So some very interesting things that they're doing over there at KAVA. But guys, it was that first little bit here that really piqued my interest.
They asked us to put together a proposal for effectively like a MakerDAO system, but using XRP as collateral.
A MakerDAO system using XRP as collateral. And then a few years before that, we have David Schwartz explaining that MakerDAO is essentially that type of stablecoin that isn't necessarily like other stablecoins like a USDC or a USDT. So could it be then that this is Ripple's plan? Through the KAVA platform and with their relationship with Ripple, they are going to create a mechanism to create stability in XRP so that it could fulfill the role as a stablecoin, as the World Bank has outlined in this paper from November of 2021. Guys, is this the key to get XRP up to a high, stable price so that it can function effectively in this new financial system? I don't know. It's just a hypothesis, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.